Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new video and thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be letting you in on the 5 things that I do every single morning without fail to set myself up for a successful day and get another step closer towards achieving my goals. I've been doing this for a good few years now and it's totally changed my life by giving me everything I need to prepare for the day ahead and to make sure that I hit all of the goals that I set for myself. So make sure you watch through to the end, and then if you're up for the challenge, start doing these 5 things every single morning from tomorrow. And I guarantee that you're going to notice some great improvements in yourself and you'll be so pleased with the results that you're going to want to do this every morning from now on. So as you might expect, the very first thing that I do every single day is to wake up, and I always make sure that I get up as early as possible. I get out of bed every single morning between 5 and 6 a.m. and there are a couple of different reasons why waking up that early is so important for your morning routine. Firstly, there aren't many other people awake at that time, so it's usually the quietest part of the day, and that gives you the mental space to be able to focus without there being any outside distractions from things like traffic or noise from your neighbours. In addition to that, studies have also shown that people who consistently wake up early tend to have better brain function, and that results in superior critical thinking and problem solving skills, as well as improved concentration and better memory. So all in all, the simple act of going to bed just a little bit earlier so that you can get up early in the morning can result in some really positive improvements, and having done this myself for a good few years now, this is one thing that I absolutely swear by, and I'll continue to do this for the rest of my life. The second part of my morning routine is to journal, and the best way that I've found of doing this is by using a journal called the 5-minute journal. As you would imagine from the name, this one only takes 5 minutes or less, and it covers off all of the important things to think through and write down every morning. There's a page for each day and they're all structured the same. So it starts out with a quote at the top, and then it gives you space to list out 3 things that you're grateful for that day, which is really important to focus on because it forces you to think positively about the things that you appreciate. And I know for me, that's something that I would otherwise quite easily forget about if I wasn't reminded to think about it every single morning. After that, you've got space to list out 3 things that you could do to make that day great. And for me, this is probably one of the most important parts of the journal because it's where I get to think about the goals that I want to achieve that day or that week. And then I can figure out the 3 most important things that I need to accomplish that are going to get me closer towards hitting those goals. The last section that you then fill out in the morning is for affirmations. And this is basically where you write out empowering statements that are personal to you and the goals that you're trying to accomplish. You can then set the journal aside for the day, and just before you go to bed that evening, you open it back up and fill out the last 2 sections, which will ask you to write out the 3 great things that happened to you that day, which again helps you to focus on the positive. And then it also asks you to write out 2 ways which you could have made that day better. And that helps you to identify improvements that you can then make in the future and add into your day tomorrow. If you want to take a closer look at the 5-minute journal, I'll pop a link down in the description for you that will take you straight over to it on Amazon. The third step of my morning routine is visualization. And this is one that I was actually quite skeptical about at first, but I've really grown to enjoy it. And I find that it's a great way to brainstorm through how I'm going to hit my longer term goals. All you need to do is sit down for 5 or 10 minutes, close your eyes and think about your goals. It might feel a bit weird at first, but this really is where some of my best ideas come from. Just sitting in silence with no distractions around forces you to completely focus on whatever goal it is that you're trying to hit, and giving it your undivided attention like that gives your brain the freedom to think creatively and come up with ideas and things that you can do to hit your goals. So for example, if your goal is to make an extra £500 this month, spending just a few minutes in silence thinking about nothing other than making that money will force your brain to focus on that problem and figure out how you can solve it. So I really recommend just giving this one a try, and I'm confident that you'll see for yourself how useful it can be. The next thing I do every single morning is to read. Personally, I like to set myself a goal of reading for 30 minutes every single morning, but you could just as easily set a target based on the number of pages that you want to read rather than the length of time that you want to read for. Either way, I do think it's important to set a target for yourself to make sure that you're reading a good amount every single day, as that's going to ensure that you get through the books you start at a reasonable pace. And when it comes to what to read, just make sure that it's something non-fictional that you're going to learn something from. For me personally, I read a huge number of books about business and personal finance, and I also like to read autobiographies of successful people to get a glimpse into their mindset and their way of thinking. Study after study has shown that reading has many benefits, such as mental stimulation, enhanced knowledge, improved focus, and even better vocabulary. So there's really no excuse not to be doing this every day. And the last part of my morning routine is to exercise and get my body moving, which also ties back into the point I made earlier about waking up early, because the morning is considered to be the best time for workouts and it's going to leave you feeling rejuvenated and ready for the day ahead. Now, this doesn't have to be doing a 5K run every single day unless that's what you want it to be. Just as long as you're doing something that's going to get your body moving and your heart pumping just a little bit faster. We all know that exercise has many benefits, like helping to control your weight, lower your blood pressure, and even reduce your risk of heart disease. But it also just makes you feel really good about yourself, and it gives you a lot more energy that you can then use towards other important things like working on your goals. And one thing I also do is listen to an educational podcast or an audiobook when I'm exercising to really help maximize the use of that time. So there you have it. I really hope you learned something new here, and do feel free to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of today's video. Also, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It only takes a couple of seconds to do, but it really helps me out and it helps the channel to grow and reach more people too. I post a brand new video right here on the channel every single week, so if you want to be among the first to be notified when a new video drops, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn those notifications on by clicking the bell icon down below, and you're then going to be notified as and when new videos are released. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you right back here next time.